all we've heard is they already won the Damian Lillard trade. You said it on this show last week. They already won the Damian Lillard trade, make the Miami deal happen. This is, from what has been reported, this was a home run deal for the Portland Trailblazers. They get control of 3 drafts from the Bucks. They obviously they move Dame, and they get DeAndre Ayton, who is a good young center under contract, who will pair nicely with, I think, with Scoot Henderson as a pick and roll partner. And they get Jrue Holiday, who they're going to flip and probably get at least another first, maybe 2, and maybe another young player. This is a hell of a deal for Portland and was worth waiting out the Miami deal.
I mean, that Milwaukee 29 unprotected first is the single best asset that they could have that they could have possibly.
I don't agree with that.
Gotten in this.
I don't
the Bucks
agree with
could
that.
be really, really bad in 2020.
The Bucks could be really bad. So can Miami. Like we keep just in the terms of the picks, they're about equal to me in that sense, you know. And I'll say this much too: Giannis is younger than Jimmy Butler by a lot, you know, and that matters in that sense. And that Miami team, God knows where they could be, because Pat Riley ain't a spring chicken.
I think that we do need to acknowledge the fact that there's a certain floor on Miami that doesn't exist in Milwaukee just because of its attractiveness as a destination.
Oh, when was the last real free agent they brought in? Like, we need to, we talk about it all the time, but really, like, they landed the 3 biggest whales in LeBron, Bosh, and re-signed Wade. So really 2 and kept 1 home. But really, like, how often are they that much the destination? Because they don't really bring, I mean, Jimmy, but then how often do they really bring guys?
They get named. They're on everybody's short list. I think Shams had it.
And they never get the guy. And they never get the guy. And they never get the guy.
They've been. We're gonna get to Miami in a second.
Do we need to change?
We're like jumping the gun
Danny almost to the Riley almost.
It's maybe.
Anyway,
but
so I want to talk about
Portland. But Portland did well.
So I want to talk about the Jrue Holiday aspect of it. I was trying to think about teams that are plausible destinations for Jrue Holiday, and I came up with like 8 or 9 without like even going too crazy. Like, if I'm Miami, do I think of maybe not as much, but a similar package for Holiday as and am I maybe better off?
Maybe
certainly like the team identity with Holiday and Butler and Bam, like, you know, obviously you lose sort of the top end explosiveness that Dame brings.
It's a crazy playoff defense.
Yeah. The Clippers, the Kings, the Thunder, the Celtics, the Sixers. I've had a couple more. Oh, the Warriors are another obvious one. That gets to 8. And that's before we even get like crazy thinking about like
Oklahoma City
or New Orleans or what if Orlando decides they really just need that adult guard in the room? So a lot of the things that made Lillard, the market, seem small, and obviously it was bigger than we thought it was, don't really exist with Holiday. So they're going to turn around and get something here, I think. Which just adds to, they're almost like they got this stuff and now have the same negotiation all over again.
That's what won them the trade. That's my thing with the trade. That's what won them the trade. I actually don't think they did great in terms of pick valuation in getting what they got from Milwaukee, just because, again, pick swaps are maybes. I think they could have gotten guaranteed more. Listen, Miami, whether they offered it or not, I think they could have gotten 3 unprotected first round picks from Miami later in the next few years. And I think that would have guaranteed 3 picks. I think they're just guaranteed 1 and possibly 2 more. Like, that's just the reality of pick swaps. For me, with pick swaps, they're fake first rounders. But the win for them in this was Jrue Holiday. Because Jrue Holiday will net you more than Tyler Hero, hands down. He means more to contenders. He means more for teams that are trying to contend for a playoff spot. I mean, you named all those teams, Seth, and there's one team I think I'd really love to see him on, and it's going to drive everybody nuts. I have no idea how they can get him, but I didn't think Milwaukee could get Dame, but make him a Laker.
See, I thought about I didn't name the Lakers.
I don't think they have the picks.
Yeah, the Lakers or like the Nuggets are both sort of interesting spots that just don't. I didn't, in a quick cursory way, didn't see a plausible way to make it happen, so I didn't even include them.
But like, I think some of the teams you named that are interesting. I mean, I think Philadelphia needs to be going all after this. I think this is so important for them. Just him and Embiid would matter a ton. And I think Holiday would love a chance to go at Milwaukee multiple times and in the Eastern Conference playoffs after he got traded the day after he said he wanted to be a Buck for life. Like, I mean, like there's some of that. I think.
I hope he knew.
Did I mention Boston? Did I forget to mention Boston?
No, you said Boston.
Okay,
you did. I just don't think they have a plausible way of getting him.
There's some. I mean, they're dealing with some second apron stuff contractually. So like having to match the salary would be a hard time for them. But I'm sure that they've hit up the Clippers to kind of rekindle Malcolm Brogdon conversations. I mean, you mentioned Philadelphia. Not only is Jrue Holiday a great fit there, but I think James Harden's a better fit for the Clippers than Jrue Holiday, just given what they need. I think they need what Harden brings a little bit more. Maybe we get a 3-team trade. And maybe, they split some of those assets and send some stuff up to Portland. The Clippers do and wind up with James Harden. I think Portland is sitting in a really good spot right now. And a week ago, we all were like, oh, well, no matter what trade he makes, Joe Cronin's on the hot seat. This was a great trade.
He still is. He still is.
Sure.
Well, my point was they're going to change ownership. Yeah, they're going to change ownership and he's fucked. But like, that's a whole different story. He did well. And again, my thing was the most important thing was they got a piece that they could flip and flip for more because Jrue Holiday will always go for more than Tyler Hero. Like that's just Jrue Holiday's. Any team that's contending for a championship is trying to figure out how to get Jrue Holiday. Talk about Denver and the Lakers. I'm sure they're trying to. They got the Charlie Day or whatever his name is from Always Sunny's in Philadelphia. Like with the thing, well, maybe we can make it a 27-team trade and get they're trying to come up with machinations. Like I think every contender is going to try to figure out how to get him and make him work, and that's what Portland gets instead of. I don't think you get that with Tyler Hero. And I think that becomes the scenario there for them. The other thing is they get the big man in Ayton. I'm not a big Ayton guy. Some people might be and are over the moon for it. But that's a piece for them. Another young guy that fits their timeline more.
If you look at the package, considering contracts and everything of Nurkic, Little, and Keon Johnson, is that even neutral value? Or did they almost get, by just moving off of Nurkic, they almost get like paid to take on 8.
They got more value. They won. If that was just a straight up trade between those two teams, you would say the Blazers won that trade.
Again, I was confused by the initial reports that the Suns were interested in trading Ayton for Nurkic. It never made any sense to me. I'm kind of shocked that they actually did it. But maybe I shouldn't be.
It's funny. I remember when the Blazers were trying to figure out how to like retool around Dame and make him happy. I think we workshopped like a Josh Hart and Nurkic for Ayton and like one of the picks they had from McCollum or something like that as the move they should look at. So it's funny how he did end up there.
Yeah.
They loved him. I mean, they've been on him for a while. Portland's been interested in him for quite a bit, and
he could play. He could play. You may not like him, but he could play.
He's fine. Easy with he could play. He's fine.
Let's move on.
If you like big men that are afraid of dunking and love to fall in love with their fadeaways, he's perfectly fine.
Hakeem Olajuwon,
he's still
Hall of Famer, for the same.
Hey! Don't put him in the same class as Hakeem Olajuwon. Yeah. Don't you dare.
I will say that he still shoots, like whatever you say about his shot selection, he still shoots 60% from the floor. So
that's right.
Because he had nothing but open looks. He had nothing but open looks because everybody kind of created that stuff for him. That's not going to be there in Portland.
That's sort of been his across his career. That was before that he was super efficient despite like not getting to the basket, not getting to the line, and not shooting threes. Like before they added Durant. So I think that
he was getting open looks with CP. Like this is like let's not Yeah, you can. That's the point.
No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
He's not getting that in Portland. Let's see what he shoots this year in Portland.
We'll see. Oh, I bet he's going to shoot just fine. That jump hook is unstoppable. All right.